When I go abroad, everybody talks about 100 smart cities in India. Nobody talks about 640K villages in India. So that's the difference, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity for companies like the top IT companies of India or companies like NEC to focus on smart villages also. Gandhiji gave us a vision about Swaraj to Suraj, so which is actually focusing on development of villages. So I think now with this information exchange, I think that vision is now going to come true, where development of villages and migration of populations from villages to cities will probably terminate or curtailed. So a few initiatives, a lot of people have, eminent people have talked in the panel about the government initiatives. So a few challenges, like more than 68% of our population, as per census 2011, still lives in villages, and there are more than 640K villages in India. And I got to know about certain initiatives like DigiGaon, which is a digital village initiative of Government of India. Last year, about 7 villages were taken as a pilot for providing services like Wi-Fi Chopal, where internet connectivity is given, solar and LED lighting, tele-education, telemedicine and healthcare, agriculture, and entrepreneur opportunities. Then, as part of the Common Services Center and Financial Inclusion Initiative of Government of India, the banking, the kiosk banking is coming in villages, where a kirana shop or a very small grocery shop or a pawn shop using a micro ATM is acting as a branch of a bank or a mini branch of a bank, where you can do cash deposits, withdrawals, remittance, and microcredit and insurance also. So I think a lot of initiative backed by Government of India is going into the villages, and companies like NEC or companies, top IT companies of India should participate. So this is a smart village ecosystem where you have government officials like collector or revenue officers, village panchayat, regulations, and there are a lot of service chains or a lot of challenges in a village which need to be solved at the bottom, like water purification or affordable housing, retail, primary education, and farming and other functional areas. And there are a lot of stakeholders involved, a lot of actors involved in this, and free, transparent exchange of data, communication, information is a challenge in such a complex ecosystem, even in smart villages. So as per World Economic Forum, 90% of the data has been generated in the last 2 years. And development of villages, we call it data is the next economy, where data is going to, the institutions which hold the data are the kings of the future. So development of villages also will be based on data. So interop and integration of various applications from different village level departments up to the state level is still a challenge, where different data models, there is no standardization. There are applications are in silos, and then there are some challenges like technology acceptance and adoption by the villages. So there are issues about whether a certain technology will eat up into my job or my income. Training and education for villagers and farmers still remain an issue. Adoption of the technology and then training them on the technology. Then some of the panelists here talked about socioeconomic challenges, where the companies or the organizations and agencies which are involved in the development need to closely work with the village authorities as well as government at grassroots level. Then to realize this DigiGaon or a digital village, I think that careful planning and thought need to be given at every phase of any solution. I'm an ICT guy, so I'll talk regarding what are the challenges in the ICT, like while capturing data or while generating information through that data, or while storing that information for future analytics and use, or giving prescriptive or predictive analytics for like weather prediction or health or preventive maintenance, and then visualizing that information at different levels, at a block level or a state level or a national level. So we need to think about how the scenario is going to change. So certain decisions will be taken, are still taken at the edge level, like maybe if the moisturizer of the soil is crossing some threshold, you may need to just start some sprinkler, the water sprinkler, that's all. But certain information like the color of the crop through a drone or a video, or if you have to detect the yield per hectare or predict the harvest, then you may need, you still need to send the data on the cloud and do some analytics on that. So some of the challenges in the smart agriculture: the variety of sensors, weather monitoring, soil quality, crop growth sensors, field-based or drone-based sensors, connectivity at field level, at a farm level, or stables or kiosks. Then compatibility and interoperability of the applications, both at the device and sensor level and at application level. Farming or livestock management or these kind of applications. And security and privacy. Yesterday also we discussed about security and privacy issues when we go to the IoT. And then of course standards, where structured and unstructured data and interfaces are not standardized right now, and people are still working on standardization of these interfaces. So 5-Ware brings in, it has a complete stack, right from the device side to the visualization at the top. It has the NGSI specs, which are ETSI based. The specs are royalty free, open APIs. There are predefined data models for various verticals like traffic or waste management or other vertical applications. And then there are generic enablers implementations which you can use. They are free to use. And NEC Technologies India in April opened a first 5-Ware lab node in Noida, which is free for use to anybody who wants to experiment with 5-Ware. You can host your applications there. We can help you integrate those applications on that 5-Ware lab node. We invite and we encourage different organizations and departments to use that 5-Ware lab node, which is hosted in Noida. So this is based on, we think that when we say smart, AI is automatically, it's one of the core components, and NEC is one of the leaders in AI. And there are some edge level decisions which are very, the problem statement is simple and there is a single clear solution. So probably those kind of decisions can be taken on the edge side. But there are problems without clear single solution, like management decisions or caring for people or new product development, where we believe that AI is answer to those kind of problems. NEC has a group of AI engines which we call NEC the WISE. We are #1 in NIST ranked us #1 in facial recognition technology. We are also #1 in textual entailment, which is used for social media security threat monitoring of those systems. We are also in, we are one of the leaders in video analytics. We can do the crowd behavior analytics, for example, stampede detection or threat behavior or threat perception in a crowd. We can use these kind of technologies to understand, to predict, to capture the color of the crop, and based on that color of the crop, we can detect disease in the plants. We also have done, mostly our work has been outside of India, where we have done livestock health monitoring on 5-year platform for an insurance company. But we need to work with like-minded people in India for in the smart agriculture. A lot of people yesterday in the panelists had raised concerns about the using of open source technologies and who supports open source technology. In 2016, in July 2016, we opened a OSS Technology Center. NEC is committed to using open source technologies, and we have about more than 150 engineers working and supporting OSS components, various OSS components, which can be used in solutions. We are one of the, we are in the top 10 contributors of OpenStack, which is a framework for cloud, which is a framework for private hosting for private clouds. We have a strong team of global diversified team of 5-year, where members from India, Japan, and Germany are contributing to the development of various components in open source in 5-year. We have a first 5-year lab node in Asia hosted in Noida. We invite you to co-create with us for smart villages or smart cities on the 5-year platform. We can help you port your solutions on 5-year. And if you have some queries or comments, please do connect with us on 5-year@india.nec.com.